Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having a good close to their week. For those who will be working into the weekend like myself, hey, hope that you're having a great day. I am not going to be long, or at least that's not my intention. Got a couple of errands to run. Then I got some things to take care of with the family, but don't forget, we're in the middle of a fundraiser. The work that we do in the community, I think, is great. I think that we have definitely made a difference, but we do have a limited resource for a growing demand, especially in the way of mental health, especially in the way of developing young black boys to be strong black functional men through the Black Men Lead Rite of Passage initiative. So we're asking for support. Click the link in the box. Go there, show some love. It doesn't matter the amount, just show some love today. Make today show some love to Dr. Rick Day. Let's make it about that. Let's do that for me. But anyway, I'm here to talk to you about Dr. Desena in the DR. I mean, probably for a while. I haven't really been down with the DR. I used to be down with the DR. And then I watched how they treated my Haitian brothers and sisters. Now, being that I understand the entire history and dynamic, I know, hey, you brought some people over and whitened up your population, but I know where you come from, but you're not acting like it. So I've been off of the DR, I don't do the DR anymore. But, for those who are from the Dominican, who claim your African heritage, much prop and loves, but we're not even on that right now. What we're on now is Dr. Desena, Captain BBL, the Brazilian butt lift cheap chase. This is where people who are on a limited budget go to get their Brazilian butt lifts, and he's got a body count that's climbing. Unfortunately, we can add another sister to that. Someone went there again, developed complications, and died due to the procedure. Now, let me say first and foremost, I'm not here to bash my sisters. I'm here to love on you. Black men and black women have the greatest pressure on them out of anyone in this country and probably in the world, where there's a significant number of us present. And while the types of pressure are different, the magnitude of the pressure is extreme. But black men, it's about your career, your finances, how much of the bills you can pay, getting on in corporate America, making the team, being productive, getting out of poverty, caring for your family, being judged based on a lot of exterior things and very rarely having someone look at who you are on the inside and see the potential and for anybody to tap into. On the other side, the pressure to fill in the gap for missing black men. Black women are dealing with that. The pressure to rear the progeny of men who have completely disappeared. No, that does not represent the largest percentage of the population, but it's the most viewed, it's the most, to me, impactful, because you're absent and you're creating a financial strain and you're creating a social gap, you're creating a developmental deficit and so many other things. So yes, there's a problem there, and we must acknowledge that. Also, black women are facing the consistent pressure of how they are being viewed based on their pulchritude or their outer beauty. And there's this growing and demanding force of image and how one is perceived and present themselves. We've dealt with colorism for years, for decades. And now we're talking body shapes and facial contours, and everything is something different. And so now there's this new pressure created predominantly through social media. Instagram is full of people who have had some sort of work pushing that body as if it was natural, but more importantly, sitting up and pushing the growing demand to look like that when it's not natural. I've even seen people go and get Brazilian butt lifts and other type of body work and come back and start weight loss and fitness training businesses, even though they didn't put in the work and develop and get theirs. I've seen so much going on, and black women are constantly meeting this demand to look a certain way. Let me explain something to you, sisters. There's a natural beauty about you that doesn't need to be doctored. There's a natural uniqueness in your beauty that transcends anything that a Eurocentric idea or a demand of any man can place upon you. I can't tell you what to do and what to accept. You have to learn that in yourself. I learned that a long time ago. I'm not going to sit up and say, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, don't let nobody. What I want to tell you is how awesome you are. Because if I can convince you of how awesome you are, I won't have to tell you what you shouldn't do. If I can convince you of how exceptional and extraordinary you are, I don't have to tell you what you shouldn't do. You'll just know. Since I'm so exceptional, I don't need to do this. Since I'm so beautiful, I don't need to do this. You are absolutely remarkable in just as you are. And your uniqueness is what makes you special. One of the things that blows my mind, and I talk to a lot of guys in a lot of different ages because of what I do, because of who I know, and because of my past. I just know a lot of guys, many of which are single or divorced and are open to relationships. And the quagmire and the frustration that black men have, and I'm so glad I'm married, that single black men are having, and I'm not talking about the idiots, I'm not talking about the disrespectful guys, I'm talking about guys who really can look at the whole thing. They can see the heart, they can see the body, they see the face, they see the history, they see the potential, they see it all, and they want to take that and merge it with their potential and their heart and what they have going on, and they want to create something. Most guys who are mature understand, hell, our bodies aren't perfect, especially the older you get, that shit gets hard. But hey, you know, for those of you getting it in, man, you're inspiring me, because I'm headed back. But check this out. You've got to understand that most of us out here love you the way you are. There's some brothers that like them a little thick. There's some brothers who are okay with the love handles. There's some brothers that ain't looking for a six-pack. There's some brothers that don't want that same shape, hips and behind. There's a brother that wants the uniqueness of how you're built, and even when it's subtly different than others, it's still you. When you come back and the same guy is giving you the same body he just gave the last 100 people, all we're doing is creating a population of clones that will eventually be. It's gotten to the point now, when I was growing up and you saw a sister with an abnormally large butt, it was like, oh wow, what the hell? Now it's an automatic assumption that it's not real, and so it takes away from it. I've never been the big butt type dude. That's what I look for. You know, if I happen to end up with someone, like, that's cool, but that wasn't a big thing for me. You know, I had my little things I looked for in the body, but that wasn't it. But when you saw it, you know, it's like guys like we did. We're like, whoa, you know, and it was because, man, it's natural. How in the world did that body take place? Because normally, you know, I'm not talking about somebody who's exceptionally or extremely overweight. I'm talking about somebody, if you look at them from the waist up, you would never know that, hey, they working like that down there, and you're going like, how the world God do this? But now it's not God, it's Dr. Desena. and it's unhealthy. You got somebody like K. Michelle on her 17th or 18th surgery trying to fix something that's probably never going to be completely right, and she's never going to be completely healthy, trying to meet the demands of an image that she was never designed to live up to. And you're talking about absolutely gorgeous sisters that are out here and doing that. I mean, I do business stuff, my motivational stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and it's so hard to be on there because you're constantly going by these pages of these clones. And after a while, how many of you young ladies are going to be out here with that same body and the health implications that come with it? That's the scary part. You know, I'm not telling you, if you want to get this little done here, you want to get this done and maybe some enhancements or something that's been proven over time to be reasonably safe, like, you know, breast augmentation or breast implants. They've pretty much mastered that shit. You know, you can go out and do that. I'm not for it. I don't like the texture. I don't like the touch. I don't like the feel. That's me. I want it natural. If it ain't hardly anything at all, I'll take that before I take enhancements. That's just me personally. But if you're going to do something, make sure you've done the research. Make sure you're doing it the right way. I mean, there are just certain things that you don't cut corners on. You don't budget with your health. You don't budget. You don't go get a deal on something that can impact your life. You don't go out, well, I'm gonna go get that deal they got over here. It's going to save me $15,000, but I might not live. Or I may have all kind of health ramifications, implications over the next 5 to 10 years. I may not even be able to sit down anymore. Just some of the things that I've read and I heard and I understand and learned that's really concerning me. Now we got another young black sister whose family's got to lay her to rest because she didn't know how beautiful she was, and she thought she had to meet some demand because some guy's gonna think that's sexy. Some guys, man, there's a guy out here in this world that will love you just the way you are and embrace you just the way you are, and you don't have to risk your life for that. I hate to see that. I mean, and this guy's over there and nobody's doing anything about it. He's over there and he's killing people. He's killing. There's a reason he's that much cheaper. There's a reason. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you what. For the people who just gotta have it, there's a cat by the name of Luther Freeman. He's married to Kathy Drayton. If you don't know who Kathy Drayton is, look up. She's big on. But Luther Freeman is the mind behind Kathy's body. Kathy was skinny, I think like 120 pounds, 118 pounds, something like that. And Luther literally, over several years, created something that's pretty extraordinary. And I followed them, so I know how he did it. And I'm a former trainer, and I own a fitness company now. And so I get how he did it. It was masterful, and he's become that dude. And they're doing that with people, and you can do it naturally. Now, Kathy did go out because she didn't have large breasts, and ain't nothing you can do in the gym about that. But she did go out and get that. But everything else is her just putting on a lot of muscle and then letting that muscle tone down and letting the fat come on top and build. And she is, you can look at her legs and tell she's in the gym, but she doesn't look. That was one time you looked at her and go like, okay, now all she does is squat. But what he was doing is he showed how to build the glutes and everything. He did it, and it was natural. Now it took a lot of work, a lot of discipline, how she trained, how she ate, but they did it, and they literally built an empire on top of it by doing it. Do that. Number one is working out. That's a healthy thing. 2, it's mentally and emotionally healthy because it releases dopamine into your system. It helps you manage stress. So many other things that it's helpful for, plus it's not going to put you under the knife. I want you to do your best. On that note, I'm about to get off of here. Don't forget to support the work we're doing at the Odyssey Project. Take it easy.